When working on your wall facing or belly and handstand hold, there's a few key points I want you to think about. Number one is hand and shoulder position. We're aiming to get as stacked as possible, meaning we want to try and keep those hands stacked under your wrists. Work on your splayed finger, ideally pointer finger facing forward. Regardless of how high you go up, so whether you take one step and stay a little bit more horizontal or go all the way to vertical, we're aiming to fight for our nice hollow body position. Thinking about the cue, belly button away from the wall, glutes squeezed, ribs pulled under. If you're a little bit more limited in terms of overhead range of motion, you struggle to get into movements like bridge or your overhead positions, then you might need to stay a little bit further from the wall in order to be able to maintain that tight line and core tension. You can start from the ground or in a nice tight plank position. The key is that you want to stay tight from that very first step up the wall. So as you step your foot, I want you to think about actively pushing through the floor to try and open those shoulders. If you need to stop with just a few steps up, that's totally fine. You're still trying to actively push through the floor, open those shoulders, keep everything tight. As you step close, try to keep your body tension. It's a lot harder to get tight once you're upside down. So if you kind of walk up all loose and then try and get tight, it's gonna be a lot harder than just staying tight throughout the hold. If you can get close, you can use the cue nose and toes, meaning ideally the only things touching the wall would be your nose and toes. Make sure you can always safely come down, whether you feel comfortable cartwheeling off the wall or walking down. You never want to max out to the extent that you don't feel you can safely exit. One common question is, where do you look in the wall facing hold? When you're just working on general stability and strength overhead, really just trying to fight for your line, I encourage you to look towards the wall, as that will just help force a nice open shoulder position. However, if you're starting to transition to more free balance work, maybe you're starting to shift away for some skills like TikToks, then I will encourage you to start working on looking what I call through your eyebrows, meaning you're going to look towards the base of your hands, trying to look at where kind of the base of your palms are at, but without your head overextending. We never want to let our head lean out or overreach. That's going to cause arching in your spine. Instead, you want to think that while you're upside down, you're looking up just slightly, enough that you can see the base of those palms. So it really comes down to what you're doing the drill for in terms of when to use different head positions. Always make sure to find the variation of the wall facing hold that you feel comfortable with. And if you're not comfortable going further out because of fear of falling, make sure to keep practicing skills like your cartwheels and exiting off the wall.